All right, today we're gonna do frozen vegetables three ways, and they're all so delicious. The first one we're going to be doing, well, let me tell you about all three. We're gonna be doing an Italian vegetable saute using frozen vegetables, where we're gonna be doing an Asian vegetable saute using frozen vegetables, and we're gonna be doing a Mexican frozen vegetable saute, all right? Simple, easy, but all different and very delicious. Let's get started. All right. First thing I want to tell you is we're using, as you can see, frozen vegetables. All right. Now, what I like to do is I like to run the frozen vegetables in a colander under some lukewarm water to get the ice off. Now, the reason for that is because if you put them directly from the bag into a hot pan, the water obviously is going to come out, which is going to keep them from browning. If you're adding seasoning, it may dilute the flavor of the seasonings. You get the picture, right? So just lukewarm water, colander, drain them, just like we have here, ready to go. Still very, very cold, but all the spices will adhere to everything we're doing here. All right, so and today, what's gonna make these so delicious is we're gonna be using some thyme. I've got some oregano. This is my little secret here, sun-dried tomato. I'll show you what we're going to be doing with that. We've got some red pepper flakes and some garlic powder. Very, very simple, very, very easy. Let's get the burner going. And one of the things we're going to be doing with these vegetables today that I don't always do, but it's really, really, I mean, you can do it all the time, but it's really, really good with these frozen vegetables, because you're adding some extra kind of flavor of fat. What I'm talking about here is I'm going to be using extra virgin olive oil, as we always use, but I'm also going to use some unsalted whole butter. Using two different fats can be done, like I said, anytime you want, but with these frozen vegetables, for some reason, using two fats really gives it just a really kind of beautiful, luscious, milky taste. All right, so we'll get that down, get our fat melted down, and then we're ready to go. So let's put our vegetables in our pan, like so. You don't want to overcrowd your pan. One of the things I talk about a lot is don't overcrowd. You can always do a double batch, okay? And then we're going to immediately hit it with some kosher salt and black pepper. Okay. All right. As I've always said, you want to let cooking cook. So we'll let these go for a couple of minutes and starting them to get, to develop their flavor, to get the browning, the crust on them, get that seasoning going. Okay, so you can see here, looking good. You can already see that butter, the way that reacts. Look at that, see? I like that, because it's just coating those vegetables and adding that extra layer of beautiful flavor. Butter is king. It really is. All right. Now, we're going to start adding some of our herbs to make this really, really Italian. We'll take a teaspoon of each, some dried thyme, dried oregano, a little bit of chili flake, and that is only if you want. You can avoid that if you want. Some garlic powder. You can already see this is looking pretty fantastic. Smells amazing. All right, we're gonna let these go for about another 3 minutes. When we come back, I'm gonna show you how we finish this up. We'll plate this, we'll take a bite, and then we'll go on to the next veggie saute. Be right back. All right, come in here, look at this. After about 3 minutes, you can see, look at the browning of it. All the seasonings. Ooh. My goodness, this looks amazing. So now I'm going to turn the heat completely off. And here's my little trick, okay? I always have something for you that makes this outstanding rather than just regular Italian vegetables. Right now, these are just amazingly delicious. But I'm going to share something with you. These sun-dried tomatoes are something that people don't really think about. But what I like to do is I like to take a little bit of the oil first. And then we'll take 1, 2, and just kind of break it up in here. Now what is this going to do? Well, it's going to add that layer of flavor that I talked so much about. And in this case, it's adding what we call the 5th taste. I'm going to add 3 in here, which would also be known as umami, U-M-A-M-I. There's 4 tastes that we have in our palate: bitter, sweet, salty, and sour. And umami is what is referred to as the 5th taste, which actually goes and hits up your neurotransmitter into your dopamine section, and it makes you kind of want more and more and more and more and more. You don't even know why, right? And you can find umami in all kinds of foods. Sun-dried tomatoes, certainly any kind of tomato. It's also in soy sauce, definitely in anchovies. I talk a lot about that. Probably where you will find it that is not actually in a food, it's in a powder form, is MSG. All right? A lot of Asian restaurants use MSG. That's because it gives that umami. Oh, I want more, I want more. That's what's happening there in your brain. Same thing happens with regular food, and that's what we have here. All right? Look at this. Oh my goodness. This looks unbelievable. And by the way, all of this little tidbits and tricks and tips to raise your kitchen confidence. This is what Chef Brian's Kitchen is all about, and this is what I want to continue to teach, because when you learn how to layer flavors, when you learn how to add on and let everything come together as one, that's when you're going to become a better cook instantly. And I have all that laid out in my Blueprint ebook. It is not a cookbook, people. This is an instructional manual to teach you step by step on things you should and should not do to create more confidence in your kitchen and become a better cook. I promise. There's a link in the description box below. Grab a copy if you will. All right. So when we come back, we're going to plate this up. We're going to have a bite. You can already tell this is looking unbelievable. We will be right back. Stay right there. All right. Look at this. Let's take it over to our little platter here. Boy, that looks good. Now, a moment of truth. Let me get a carrot here and some broccoli. Let's give this a shot. Spectacular. What I'm immediately tasting is a combination of the 2 fats, but actually it's 3 fats in a way, because we used the oil from the sun-dried tomato, which is that little trick. And oh my gosh, you can see all of the seasonings. Oh, and I just got a bite of that red pepper. Woo! Love it, love it, love it, love it. But you can see the seasonings have adhered properly to the vegetables. They're not overcooked. They are so delicious. This is a great side. All right, this is just one of 3. When we come back, we're going to start, let's go with our Asian frozen vegetable sauté. Don't go anywhere. This is going to be a good one. All right, welcome back. Section 2, part 2, frozen vegetables. This time we're doing Asian sauteed frozen vegetables. Whew, one of my favorites, one of my kids' favorites. I'm telling you, this one I love so much. It goes with so many things. All right, so let's get started. Once again, just go to your frozen section, get some, Asian stir-fry vegetables like we have here, colander, lukewarm water, get the ice off like we talked about before. Very, very important. Today we're going to be using 2 fats, okay, as we used before, but not the butter. We're going to be using extra virgin olive oil and some sesame oil. Ooh, yeah, baby. Okay. Perfecto. Now, in go our vegetables. And as we always do, as soon as the vegetables hit the pan, we want to dip in some flavor. Kosher salt. Black pepper. And then what we're going to add here is a little bit of ginger. Okay? About a teaspoon, maybe a half a teaspoon. Ginger is pretty potent, especially in the dried form. All right? I talk a lot about spices in my ebook. Listen, it's all there for you. Check it out, okay? So, we're going to get these going. They already smell unbelievable. Wow. Getting all of that seasoning, that sesame oil really adds just an amazing flavor and bite to it. I love it. Okay, now we're going to let this reduce down. You can see when the salt was added, it's releasing some of that water. Some frozen vegetables have more water than others. So you can see this released a lot of water. So when we come back after about 2 minutes, this will reduce down, and then we'll continue on with adding some extra flavor to this, another layer of flavor, and we'll keep it going. Asian frozen vegetables, stay right there. All right, come on in here. I want you to see, reduce down. Just gonna give it about 3 or 4 minutes. You always want to watch. You can see, look, almost all that liquid's gone. It's exactly what we want. I didn't want to add anything until I got that reduced down, but that liquid now is infused in these vegetables, which is giving us that flavor. Now, we're gonna add a little bit of oyster sauce, 1 tablespoon. And 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. And again, what we want to do here is just reduce down and let everything come together. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing, but you're not smelling what I'm smelling, and we got some goodness going on right here. Yes, we do. Woo! Wow. That looks spectacular. All right. When we come back, I'm going to show you exactly how we finish this up. Really, really simple. One kind of very French trick to this particular style of vegetable we're going to use. We'll plate it up. We'll have a taste. We'll get on to number 3. But stay right there. All right, come on in here. You can see this looks just amazing. Again, vegetables are not overcooked. Frozen vegetables, we have taken them to a whole nother height. The last minute, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of unsalted whole butter. Very, very French trick here, but works so well with this dish. Just kind of, I don't know, it adds like a little creamy finish that just, to me, really takes it to another level. Wow. All right. Let's say we plate this up, shall we? So we got our platter here. Does that look good? Let's take a taste. I think I'm gonna go for a piece of broccoli this time. Here we go. Let's do this. Mmm. Mmm. Mm-hmm. Mmm. Wow. Again, some of my favorite vegetables to make, and so quick and easy. Frozen vegetables, people. We just added some soy, some oyster sauce. We seasoned it properly. Salt and pepper. 2 fats, sesame oil, extra virgin olive oil. Finished it off with a little bit of unsalted butter. And it's perfection. It really is. It is phenomenal. Serve this aside. Anything you want, or eat it by itself. It's that good. Let's get on to number 3. Are you ready? The next one, also one of my favorites, is the Mexican frozen vegetable saute. You don't want to go anywhere. Stay right there. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. The final frozen vegetable saute is going to be Mexican. As we talked about before, not lying to you, regular frozen vegetables. I've got some corn, some red pepper, some water chestnuts, some green pepper. Ooh, looks so delicious. Let's get our burner going here. Don't waste any time. Today, just 1 fat for this, extra virgin olive oil, as we always use. Get that going. While that's getting hot, let's talk about what's going to be going in this. Really, really good stuff. All right. We're going to start off with, we're going to have a little bit of cumin. We've got some chili powder, some sesame seeds, some lime juice, and I have some chopped cilantro, which is really going to take this to another level. If you've never really used cilantro, and it's perfect for this. Trust me, it really is. It just takes it to a whole nother level. Okay, so we got our burner going. Heats up. Let's get our veggies in. As we always do, we hit it with some kosher salt and cracked black pepper. Simple, easy, what the channel is all about. Simple and easy. At this point, I want to go ahead and start adding some of the other spices. I want to create another level of flavor, but I want it to get mixed in with these stir-fry vegetables. And the reason is because, as you can see, we have very small vegetables here. I mean, everything's kind of a dice, so it's okay to go ahead and add our flavor now, to add another extra layer of flavor. So we'll go ahead and add our cumin, about a teaspoon, some chili powder, teaspoon, some lime juice rather, a teaspoon. And everything else will wait just for a minute. And just let these go. So unbelievable. Wow. Look at that. So again, once you have everything in your pan, you've added your seasoning, you've developed that first layer of flavor, now you want the chemistry of cooking to start happening, right? So you got to turn it down to a simmer and just let cooking cook. Because what's happening now is it's going to another form of transformation, okay? So let's let it happen. Let everything come together as one. That water is going to reduce down. Again, you see we got a lot of water in there, but that's going to reduce down. That's a good thing. And as I've said to you many times, why does the water come out? Because we added sodium. Anytime you add salt to any kind of vegetable, which are 90% water, okay, you're going to drain out that water immediately, which is exactly what we want, okay? And then you can reduce it down and it goes back into the vegetable and adds more flavor because we've added seasoning to that. Hopefully that makes sense to you, all right? The other thing I love about frozen vegetables that people don't talk a lot about is that they're actually sometimes more healthy for you than fresh. Mainly because in the factories, frozen vegetables come in fresh, obviously, then they're flash frozen, which locks in all of their vitamins and nutrients, then put into a bag, then put into the freezer section of your grocery store. Then when you get it, you're getting pure goodness, okay? Just a tip. Don't poo-poo on the frozen vegetables, I'm telling you. All right, so when we come back, we're gonna let this reduce down a little bit more. We're gonna finish adding a couple of more flavors. We'll plate it up, we'll have a taste. But boy, oh boy, this is looking good, oh good. We will be right back, stay right there. All right, now come on in here. You can see, after about 3 minutes, look, a lot of that liquid, still a little bit more there, but it's coming up. See here, look at that. That's what we want, reducing down, all coming together. Right about this time, we're going to add the cilantro, which truly is my secret go-to. This just takes this whole frozen vegetable to a whole nother level and adds this just amazing Mexican flavor profile. Oh my God, if you could smell this right now. Woo, baby. So delicious. And that's what we want right there. We do not want to cook out that cilantro too much. We want that flavor profile to maintain. We want the integrity of the perfume of that cilantro to be present, okay, as we're tasting every bite. So you don't want to keep continuing to cook it because you're going to cook out all the goodness of that cilantro. So we've got our platter here. Let's say we take it to the plate. Here we go. Wow. Unbelievable. I gotta go in. Boy, that looks good. Wow. I can't tell you how amazing this is. All three today were fantastic. But this is off the charts. Wow. That is really phenomenal. Phenomenal. Look at that. All right, so when we come back, we're going to go through all three again. I'm going to show you each one side by side, do a quick recap. Stay right there. All right, come on in here. Today's video is all about frozen vegetables 3 ways, and we did it, and they are all spectacular in their own just unique way, which is what I love so much. Again, what you can do with frozen vegetables, you can see it right here. The first one we did was the Italian vegetables. Woo! Unbelievably delicious. 3 fats. We had the extra virgin olive oil, the unsalted butter, and then a little bit of that sun-dried tomato oil, which was really took it to the next level. That's my secret. Okay, so you got that. Next one we did was the Asian stir-fry vegetables. Get in the freezer section. We sauteed those up. What we used here was 2 fats. We used extra virgin olive oil, and we also used sesame oil. And before I forget, one of the things I forgot to do was add a little bit of sesame seeds on top like this, which really takes it to the next level. So there you go. Now we're looking good there, baby. Okay, so that was just spectacular in itself. And then finally we finish it off with frozen Mexican saute. Again, freezer section, some a Mexican kind of mix with corn and red pepper and some water chestnuts and some green pepper, just unbelievable. We sauteed that up. What brought this to another level was at the very end, that cilantro. I'm telling you now, it just takes it to a whole nother level. The Mexican saute is phenomenal. There you have it. Italian, Asian, Mexican. Do not sleep on frozen vegetables. I'm telling you right now, you got 3 to choose from. Use them at your leisure. You're never going to go wrong right here on Chef Brian's Kitchen. I am Chef Brian. I'm so glad you joined me today. I cannot wait to see you next week for the next episode. But until then, remember, as always, eat well and stay healthy.